Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game Lin versus Moon. This game taking place here on Concealed Hill. Moon spawning as the yellow Night Elf on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Lin spawning as the blue Orc on the top right. Double time or 4 times speed until we get to that 2-minute mark to slow things down. Lin opening things up with, I believe, Blade Master Grunt going up against Keeper of the Grove Archers. All right, both sides doing a little bit of that early scouting to figure out what the other player is going to do as we get things underway. 2-minute mark reached. Heroes out on the battlefield. Blade Master does not sell his items yet. What is he trying to do here? Is he going to try and trap a unit somewhere and creep with this Blade Master? That is the question. Coming back around, Ancient of War taking quite a bit of damage. Treants adding in some damage dealt as that Keeper of the Grove inches over to level 2. Blade Master off on this side, gonna go ahead and take down an Ogre Warrior, pick up a Ring of Protection, go back home, sell that Scroll of Town portal, pick up dual healing salves, no Scroll of Speed, interestingly enough, as that tech to tier 2 is already underway. It is Battle Aces in the title. Oh, alright, I need to stop that. Hold on one second. Pause. Through the power of the internet, I'm gonna go ahead and continue the game now. Alright. Back on the bottom side of the map, Moon clearing out a giant sea turtle creep camp, should get to level 2, and continues to clear out creep camps here. So a bit of a different game than the previous game at Cast, but Lin and Moon playing a much more standard version of the game here. Keeper of the Grove heading off to the north, trying to put down pressure again. Yes, I am horribly backlit. Normally I do not leave my camera on, but I'm at this time of day, but, well, what can I really do about it? Keeper of the Grove, well, still looking, perhaps trying to find a Blade Master, and anyone who's gotten up against a wind-walking Blade Master knows how difficult and problematic that can be. Never really knowing if the Blade Master is going to surprise, come out of nowhere, get a knife you in the back, and then, well, continue to knife you again. Off to the north, we can see Lin's tech to tier 2 more than halfway done. Moon, well, just starting his tech to tier 2 as the Keeper of the Grove and the Blade Master still exchanging blows. Keeper of the Grove does have Entangle and Treants. We could be looking at a Demon Hunter as that second hero. We'll have to pay close attention to that there as the Orc Burrow still, well, offering completion, still not getting walled off here, so a couple of grunts in this position to perhaps act as a bit of a deterrent. Peons quickly spotting that there is a Tree of Life being placed down by Moon. It wouldn't be a Moon game without multiple Trees of Life being placed down, especially if the game does go a bit long. Meanwhile, Blade Master, Blade Master currently going after this Tree of Life while the Tree of Life doesn't have any armor, and because of that, it is taking full damage here. But, well, all Lin wants to do is delay this expansion attempt. There goes an Entangle here, and it's going to just continue to buy time. Well, how much damage can be done? Blade Master down to 52, 32, 23, forced. Oh! I believe that was, in fact, canceled, though. Yes, so Moon did cancel that Tree of Life. If he traded a level 1 Blade Master for a full Tree of Life, that would have been a very, very big play. But instead, only getting in that cancellation difference there. Pivot my chair. I forgive you. I'm just asking you to not do that. Can't do it. I hurt my back. My lower back hurts trying to hold that position and that strain. I am getting a bit old in my... Oh, long in the tooth, getting a bit old. All of those things there. Anyways, Keeper of the Grove. Gonna go ahead and clear out the Null Overseer creep camp. Go after... You okay? Okay. I'm gonna get cleaned up there. Alright, I'm gonna actually sit with my back in the chair and perhaps try and enjoy it more. Alright. what's going to unfold next? Goblin Alchemist as the second hero from the Keeper of the by Moon. So Goblin Alchemist, Acid Bomb, a very, very powerful ability, removing a lot of armor, causing units to take more damage. As we see a Staff of Teleportation inbound by the Keeper of the Grove. Keeper of the Grove in position here. Blade Master going to quickly get to level 2, finding a low hit point Wisp and continuing this pressure. All right, so Lyn attempting to take down this Tree of Life. Huntress's archers here, no Sentinel Scout from the Huntress, yet the Treants are all nearby to perhaps act as a bit of a deterrent as the Blade Master looking to find another low hit point archer. Huntress getting in the way of the Blade Master as the Moon's Goblin Alchemist is right there as well. Beautifully done, beautifully played. Blade Master coming back across, going to go ahead, Fountain of Health and heal up Concealed Hill, allowing for orcs to gain access to early healing because of those fountains of health and not have to rely too much on that Voodoo Lounge. Game coming back across here. Blade Master, well, wandering around the backside. Moon's Tree of Life now attempting to entangle that gold mine. Tree of Life being completed means that the Tree of Life has better fortified armor to protect itself from that Blade Master's auto attack. However, that entangled gold mine, while it is rooting, still in fact taking full damage as that Blade Master once again retreats. Can the Huntress actually disrupt the healing, get an auto attack in? Doesn't look like it can keep pace with that Blade Master as that Blade Master retreats back again. Shadow Hunter is sitting at level 2, does have Serpent Wards. Wind Riders are also out on the battlefield. Those glass cannons, great at taking down units, but don't generally scale well into the end portion of the game. I still think to make them a viable tier 3 unit, or like animal breed, like call something like animal breeding, where Kodo Beast, oh, that actually changed things a lot. Reduce the supply cost of Kodo Beast and Wind Riders by 1 down to 3, and that would suddenly make the Orc army, well, that'd be a major buff, and I don't know how it would play out, but I know we would see more Wind Riders later in the game. If that's something that you want to see, a viable air army by Orc later in the game. Anyways, adjusting for things. Moon with this base down at the south side. Kind of lost my groove trying to do producer things while casting a live game here. 45 supply compared to 49. Goblin Alchemist, Keeper of the Grove, Scroll of Healing, Ring of Superiority. As the Shadow Hunter looks to clear out this Ogre Lord creep camp. Cheers, Metaphysics. Good to be back. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. As the Ogre Lord taking a bit of damage. There's those ensnares. Classic Orc using ensnares, trapping, and picking up a Kagar's Pipe of Insight. That Brilliance Aura really going to help that Shadow Hunter place down that Serpent Wards. A big item win for Lyn over Moon. As, well, right now Lyn's still sitting on 1 base. Moon needs to get quite a bit more resources out of that gold mine, but also needs to repair that entangled gold mine to protect against any sort of harassment. Good to have you back. Hope you're doing swell. I am doing swell, or I'm doing well, and I am swell. I don't know how to do swell, but I am doing well, and I am swell. Anyways, Scroll of Town Portal, Moon getting caught in a tough spot there, able to retreat back. Raiders getting taken down. Serpent Wards acting as that deterrent damage against all of these unarmored Dryads. And once you get to level 3, those Serpent Wards really begin to poke down those Dryads quickly. 55 supply compared to Lyn's 49. Army size is about the same, as there are quite a few more workers for Moon because of that expo. Now, in terms of resources, 40 gold a second, or 4 gold a second is the difference there, as the Blade Master, well, Windwalking, or not, sorry, excuse me, Mirror Image, trying to poke things down. Blade Master, Mirror Image, able to break free from that entangle there. We should start to see some critical strike. The Serpent Wards, only 2 are down right now, but they really need to start poking things down, as we see a Blade Master with Lightning Shield quickly getting cleaned up. Both sides still fighting. Grunts, archers, both sides trying to retreat back. Slow poison being used here as, well, a couple of ensnares are ensuring the deaths of those Dryads as they have no place to retreat back to. Blademaster, potion of invulnerability, 15 seconds of invulnerability there. Meanwhile, Shadowhunter doesn't have enough mana for a heal as of yet, but the Blademaster gets some by himself by leveling up. All right, Serpent Wards are still continuing to poke down. That Blademaster's invulnerability about to come to an end, but that feels like it's lasted so long. Shadowhunter could get to level 4. Level 2 healing wave could help. There's a mirror image to lose aggro, and now both sides are fighting. There's the Abolish Magic to figure out which one is the real Blademaster, as the Blademaster down to 71 hit points, able to escape. Serpent Wards, the Shadowhunter units are trying to retreat. A long, drawn-out battle. Who came out on top? Difficult to say, as the Shadowhunter, well, needs to try and retreat back here. There goes one Wind Rider down to 195 hit points, as the Zeppelin will retreat back here. A quick reveal, though, onto the high ground, revealing that Wind Rider. What is going to continue to unfold here? Dryads getting poked slowly but surely. Meanwhile, this Expo bringing in that extra bit of gold. Chemical Raging Goblin Alchemist trying to heal back off over in this position as the Goblin Zeppelin unable to easily heal. Sorry, a little bit of noise going on inside the house, trying to see if I need to stop what I'm doing. Lin building a watchtower here in the center portion of the map, making sure that that center gold mine is not easily given. Meanwhile, Moon continuing to take a bit of an experience lead for level 3, now level 4 on that Chemical Raging Goblin Alchemist, and well, to clear out this fountain of health. All right, little bit of dust of appearance, making sure that the Blademaster is not nearby. Keeper of the Grove picks up a manual of health here as the Goblin Alchemist is able to put pressure onto that Red Drake, while that Red Drake is still getting healed up by that Fountain of Health here. More watchtowers being placed in the center, so Lin is taking a territorial or a positional advantage, knowing that perhaps the watchtowers and their fortified armor, while dealing piercing damage, is a major deterrent against all of these Dryads. Dryads healed back up. Keeper of the Grove, Staff of Teleportation to the army, just the Scroll of Town Portal to teleport back home. And here we are, here we go. Blademaster fighting its way through. Raiders trying to engage here. Treants, well, trying to make their way over, quickly getting purged down by the Shaman, as this Goblin Zeppelin needs to retreat back out, dizzying, well, on that one Raider. The Raider should have unloaded first, but no, gets taken out again. All right, under the cover of a watchtower and some Serpent Wards, that will be enough. Shadowhunter teleports back to the Voodoo Lounge, gonna get some clarity potions and perhaps make a bit of a play. We are at Stronghold, not yet at Fortress, and without the Fortress, no Tiny Great Hall to set up an Expo quickly. Crota, at Crota's SC's name still on screen, by the way? I don't know where that is. Oh, Cass's name still on the screen. All right. Thank you. Cass's name still on the screen. Yep. Thank you for that update. Coming back around, Red Drake gonna get cleaned up by these Dryads, not under the healing of that Fountain of Health. Meanwhile, in comes Lin. Lin coming across with these Raiders should be able to deal quite a bit of damage. Doesn't have Pillage, though, as we're looking at 1 or 2 Moonwalls being lost. Moonwalls represent hit points on a battlefield, so that is going to be a big loss there. That Moonwall getting drained quickly. Meanwhile, Healing Wave and triple Serpent Wards already in position. And those Serpent Wards are dealing quite a large amount of damage to those Dryads as they are picked apart quickly. Raiders could come across, perhaps get in a couple more ensnares there. Quad Serpent Wards, 27 to 30 piercing damage. Healing Wave bouncing around as we are looking at more Moonwalls trying to get placed down. The Serpent Wards range not quite enough to deal with all of these Dryads off to the side. Kodo Beast now going to try to retreat back here as, well, quintuple Serpent Wards, making sure that these Dryads are not able to get too close. All right, one Dryad going to get taken down, I believe. Well, 2 Dryads pretty much simultaneously. There's 1, there's 2, there is 3. There's the level up on that on the Shadowhunter, and now with level 3 Serpent Wards on the table, well, that 50 damage, piercing damage, is going to be that major deterrent that we talked about earlier. Keeper of the Grove unable to catch up to that Raider. Meanwhile, we are only at Tree of Ages, not yet at Tree of Eternity. So no, I repeat, no Orb of Venom for lasting damage over time. All right, coming back through. 54 supply compared to 42. Lin's Expo in the center portion of the map nearly done. Meanwhile, Moon still has plenty of time to harvest gold from his Expo as the main gold mines down to about 4.5 minutes of mining. Dryads coming back in from the other side, flanking around these watchtowers, using the forest to come alive and open up a pathway here. Dryads continuing to poke Kodo Beast, unable to get any real poking down as the Shadow Hunter, who was low on mana, unable to place down enough Serpent Wards to really deal with these Dryads. 42 supply compared to 55. Raider getting cleaned up here, and this is just a great positional advantage by Moon, opening up the forest in order to find a pathway to deal damage. 36 supply compared to 55. Great Hall now under a lot of distress as the Dryads are trying to poke down before it gets completed. Down to 1,000 hit points, and it looks like it will be nearly done in time. Are we going to perhaps get some repairs here? It is now done in time, and because of that completion, adding in fortified armor, greatly reducing the amount of damage the heroes and these Dryads deal. Moon perhaps 5-10 seconds late on this opportunity as the reinforcements of Moon finding themselves running straight into the paths of those watchtowers. All right, situational advantages by seconds between these two players as Lin, well, holding on to this Great Hall, knowing that he cannot fall behind economically if these main gold mines mine out. 3.5 minutes of mining left. Shadow Hunter perhaps needs a Voodoo Lounge down here. More peons need to work as we see Goblin Sappers of Moon. Moon has a Goblin Sapper trying to dive on in. Is the Blade Master perhaps going to find that target? Goblin Sapper finds the target, and is it going to be enough? We are looking at the Great Hall holding steady at 70, 50 or hit points and climbing. Kodo Beast coming back out, and there was a Goblin Sapper who got purged. It was eaten by a Kodo to stop. It got purged, unable to reach its target onto the Great Hall. A beautiful hold by Lin as the Serpent Wards are still doing their thing. All right, there was a Staff of Teleportation followed by an immediate ensnare. Moon now forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal, and Lin holds on to the Expo. Coming back around, Goblin Alchemist looking to clear up this Forest Troll High Priest, able to, well, regenerate a bit of hit points. Remember, Fountains of Health are percentage-based heals. All of your units, if they are at the same percentage of hit points, should get to maximum hit points at about the same time. Natural regeneration often changing that by a few seconds or so, but, well, close enough for government work. Coming back around, Shadow Hunter, Blade Master making their way through. Lin with that beautiful hold, that beautiful purge, being able to stop, and all of those repairs right there as this game was not blown wide open by Moon. Those Goblin Sappers so close to being able to do exactly that. All right, coming through. Of Ancient of War getting well, shut down here. Dryads are going to try to get into position, but, well, the Shadow Hunter with Potions of Mana and Clarity Potion going on, going to go up to quad Serpent Wards here in just a second, acting as a major deterrent. All right, all of that poke damage. Remember, Serpent Wards deal 46 to 50. If I haven't stressed that enough, against Dryads who take additional damage from those Serpent Wards. And you just have to try and focus fire with these Serpent Wards, though, to do something. Ensnare onto a retreating Alchemist, still taking a little bit of poke damage. Those Serpent Wards just outside of range as we see Tranquility now coming online for the Keeper of the Grove. Beautifully placed Keeper of the Grove there as the Dryads are able to poke apart the Serpent Wards while getting healed. The Keeper of the Grove out of range of that nasty, nasty ensnare from those Raiders. All right, was the battle at the Concealed Hill here going to be the turning point for Lin to start mounting a comeback, as there is now less than 10 minutes of mining for Moon at the southern spot. Still an uphill battle. Tranquility available for that for this Keeper of the Grove, and we know how game-changing Tranquility can be. One of those abilities that are both useful in and out of combat. Shadowhunter does not have Serpent Wards down, not quite sure why, and you can see the difference here. The Dryad's able to well, hold their ground and get within range. One Serpent Ward is down and quickly getting cleaned up again. Dryad's now still looking to retreat back here. Keeper of the Grove, is he going to try and use a Tranquility here? And getting into a weird spot, can't do so because there's just simply too many Raiders, but Moon now has Transmute. All right, Transmute is on the table, and that just means every single Raider looks like a mana pot to Moon, and every mana pot just looks like a new Transmute, and going back and forth, rinse and repeat. That strategy over and over again. There goes another Raider down as the units are trying to retreat back. Moon does have a Scroll of Town Portal. He may be forced to use it. So many purges. And wow, waiting for a 212 critical strike before saying, you know what, maybe I have no reason to be fighting here. Both sides now sitting on one base. Moon needs to be careful and strategic with his play. Needs to get perhaps a little bit more mana to continue that strategy over and over again. Does have double invo potions, and that Goblin Alchemist also with nearly 14 armor. Yeah, 14 armor on a Goblin on a 1200 hit point unit is in fact very scary. Down to the southern side, still looks like there's plenty of gold for Moon to try and get a couple more transmutes going. Dryads now once more getting into that position. Where is the Goblin Alchemist? Alchemist should really be just transmuting a Raider immediately and then letting that cooldown do its thing.
A player's forces are under attack.
All right, ensnares there. Serpent Wards. Grunt's going to be coming in from the other side. I see a couple of transmute targets. Dryads trying to poke. The Goblin Alchemist was out of position. There's that transmute, and yes, turns into gold. And now Goblin Alchemist, 45 seconds before he can do it again. So he should be able to do it onto another high priority target. There's that Tranquility. And now, are we going to see an ensnare? No ensnare onto the Keeper of the Grove. And that should be enough as the Dryads are able to stick around in this fight, continuing that poke still a little while longer. All right, Tranquility has come to an end. One Raider once more taken down. Quad Serpent Wards. Is it going to be enough? Goblin Alchemist taking quite a bit of damage. Potion of Invulnerability may need to be done here as he throws down an Acid Bomb to allow for a little bit more focus fire. Treants coming alive, but they need to get into that front line spot. Alchemist in trouble. Down to, well, forced to use that Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Keeper of the Grove does have a Scroll of Healing and a Potion of Healing perhaps to give to the Goblin Alchemist. Goblin Alchemist, even with nearly 14 armor, taking quite a bit of damage in that front line spot. Alchemist down to trouble, down to 444 hit points after a Scroll of Healing. Potion of Healing could get transferred over, but the Goblin Alchemist about to get taken down. There's the Potion of Healing again. He's absorbing so much damage. Potion of Invulnerability is still on cooldown, unable to be used as the Keeper of the Grove perhaps going to try to entangle. No, Staff of Preservation for the save there to get him back home. Keeper of the Grove now fighting in the front side position. Purge onto the Keeper of the Grove, followed by Ensnare. Keeper of the Grove could be in trouble as there is a lot of missing by the targets here, continuing the fight, and the Keeper of the Grove falls at level 6. Shadowhunter now at level 6, continue to push back that level 6 healing ward, allowing that Blade Master to stay alive as the Chemical Raging Goblin Alchemist gonna make its way over. Staff of Teleportation, the Alchemist just needs to run in, dive, transmute a Raider, and then retreat back. He needs to use that ultimate ability extremely well. There's that transmute, and now trying to retreat back. He's gonna get purged down though, as the Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, no, Staff of Teleportation to try and retreat back out, and it looks like he will be able to get back close to this Fountain of Health. All right, Blade Master, a sliver of experience away from level 6. Blade Storm could slice and dice up those Dryads fairly quickly, but the Blade Master still needs to find a way to do so. Dryads wanting to poke apart here. Keeper of the Grove, well, trying to get resurrected. Tree of Ages, no Nature's Blessing on the Treants, so their movement is going to be significantly delayed. Meanwhile, well, waiting for the transmute from this Goblin Alchemist down to 0. Is he going to transmute again? Should be transmuting pretty much immediately. Why isn't he doing it? He needs to use that transmute, but that 45-second transmute transmute cooldown can get lost over and over again. Potion of invulnerability, low on mana. He's trying to get back here. A grunt is actually blocking the path. Potion of invulnerability. Chemical Raging Goblin Alchemist perhaps going to try and double back around again. Needs a clear path back home, but is still finally getting that Potion of invulnerability there. All right, Potion of invulnerability. He needs to get to these Moonwells. These Moonwells are absolutely key. He's running the wrong way as the Blade Master trying to catch up the other way there. Goblin Alchemist, or the Ancient's going to try and make its way back over. What is this Goblin Alchemist doing? Goblin Alchemist has plenty of gold. Potion of invulnerability. Is he going to use it? He should have used a Scroll of Town Portal. Going to use a Scroll of Town Portal. He dropped an item or sold something instead. He tried to buy an Invul Potion, but forgetting that he couldn't use the Invul Potion at all. Tree of Ages was in the wrong spot. He didn't want to be there, as the Keeper of the Grove is now back online and, well, perhaps needs to get in a little bit more healing. Goblin Alchemist needs to visit those Moonwells off to the side. Meanwhile, Raiders are in position. Transmute is online. There's a Tranquility. Are we going to be looking at a Transmute? There's a Transmute right there, and now trying to force back here. All right, Raiders finally getting that in the snare down. There's that Blade Master. Blade Master Bladestorm coming back across, slicing and dicing his way through. Going to take down one Dryad. Perhaps going to take the Keeper of the Grove down again. Gets level 7 to the Shadow Hunter. And wow, Moon, even with a Goblin Alchemist early on, not able to outlast against Lin, as a couple of missteps or perhaps a couple of key plays by Lin blocking access to these two Moonwells, making the big difference overall. Alchemist forced to use Scrolls of Town Portal, forced to use Potions of Lesser Invulnerability to stay alive, and instead of visiting these Moonwells here, and now once more moving back out. Goblin Alchemist going to try and transmute again. Yes, going to be able to get it once more. Needs a shop, though, to buy a potion of mana as these Dryads are getting pushed into a corner. Raiders, surprisingly, do not have a pillage after all this time. So it's really been a resource game by Moon on top. We're looking at the Tree of Ages trying to take down Lin's Expo in the center, but that's not going to work out well. Moon loses his Goblin Alchemist, and Lin takes the game with the lower score. A beautiful game overall. Lin losing in the unit score and the resource score, winning in the end in the hero score. But that means that only happened after all of these hero kills. A beautiful game. Let me know what you guys think about this game in the comments below. And I'm looking at my camera now, and I'm realizing like I'm in like some sort of witness protection program, right? Back in the 90s, like backlit, you can't quite see my face. Like my voice is distorted for my own protection, like type of thing. Anyways, yeah, thanks. Hope you guys enjoyed it.